That down, let's talk about this. You know what? Despite the fact that I'm looking forward to it every week, I always forget Penguin is on Sundays because I'm busy watching football.
Last night I was telling Ray, I was looking at YouTube and then it's like 9:00. I'm like, Penguin.
Yeah, listen, I got so wrapped up in the euphoria of how about them Cowboys getting beat yet again. Most expensive quarterback in NFL history throwing 2 interceptions. How about them Cowboys? Anyway, that's an aside. But I get so wrapped up in football on Sundays that it's like, okay, I think I'm going to maybe watch a couple little YouTube videos and then get ready for bed. And then Anna's like, oh, don't forget Penguin's on. I'm like, holy crap, that's right. So pop on Penguin. What I think is the best show on TV right now, the best show airing currently. Because, the Succession is done.
Yeah,
House of the Dragon isn't airing right now. Right. It's in between seasons. All that Shogun is currently in between seasons, but airing right now, I think Penguin's the best thing on TV. It's just amazing. And one of the incredible things about this series is that every week it's something new. They throw in a new dimension. They throw in a new angle. They throw in a new layer, right? And this episode, and by the way, I am going to talk a little bit in some spoilery details about last night's episode. So we're going to pop up the spoiler warning here.
Here it comes.
So there's the spoiler warning. So just you guys can mute your TV, phone, computer, tablet, whatever you're watching the show on today. You can mute it. And then once this spoiler alarm goes off, then it's safe to unmute your computer. Okay. We good?
And take your subtitles off.
Oh yeah. And turn off your subtitles. That's good. That's a good catch. Okay. We good? I've given you fair warning. Okay. So for the first time in the series, they actually had a bit of a time jump. And they established that right away by snow falling. That, by the way, that was a brilliant visual cue. They didn't have to do anything else in the show except do a wide establishing shot with there being snow. As soon as that happened, everybody in the audience understands how much, not sure, but some time has passed.
Right. And if you didn't get that, there was definitely some exposition there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it was unnecessary, right? Like they set it up beautifully. Penguin and Vic have got their underground operation all up and running now, all that kind of stuff. And they set up where the world is at right now. The Maroni and Gigante merger is complete. Dude's even living in her house now, making up food. By the way, how great was this scene?
Oh, yeah.
Just a simple scene of 2 amazingly rich characters, literally just in a kitchen, making food and talking. Yeah. And I was riveted.
And you know what was good about that scene too, is that the whole time I'm thinking like Maroni is really dealing with the death of his family well. And then he had that moment where he's just like, and he just like holds it. And I'm like,
I can't remember what his wife's name was. Let's call her Jeff. I don't know.
My name is Jeff.
But when she goes, Jeff was right. And he goes, Jeff was right.
Yeah.
And then without saying anything, Clancy Brown, one of the best in the business. Clancy Brown, when he says, yeah, Jeff was right, without then saying another word, just using facial expressions and tension. You knew everything that was going through his head.
Yeah.
She told me not to trust Oz. She told me we shouldn't go and do this. And then re-suffering again all of his loss without saying a word. It was beautiful. Clancy Brown, the man. Anyway. So, like, that scene was absolutely spectacular. The setting up and how they doing the drug drops, and he's in the mist, and then the golden meeting. What do they call it? The golden assembly, the golden meeting.
Summit?
The golden summit. I think that was it.
Yeah, wasn't showers. It was definitely summit.
It's definitely... That would be another episode.
Yeah.
That's episode 7, the Penguin Golden Shower.
The peak.
Maybe even started the episode with that. I'm not quite sure what we walked in on.
But yeah, again, that was going to be it. Oh, that's right. So that scene was amazing because Penguin is at his best lying when he's telling the truth. He will deceive you the best when he actually tells the truth. And he did that with Sophia, remember a couple of episodes ago? He told her the truth in order to deceive her.
Right.
All right, I did it. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. A guy like me got nothing. I got the respect and I got blah, blah. So yeah, he's like, what you want to hear? But I'm sorry. You know, he told the truth to deceive her. He's like such a master manipulator. And then he employs that same thing again in the Golden Summit. All right, everything you heard about me is true. I'm a hustler. I killed Falcone's kid.
Right.
I did, like, he's just telling the truth in a way to sucker them all into doing what he wants them to do. And it's so good. It's so good the way he does that. But here's the brilliance of this show. Because it's one thing to have a show like Penguin or whatever and have your main character be really good. You got to have, to be a truly elite level show, you got to have great supporting characters. And everything from Maroni to Sophia to the Doctor, who, by the way, I am starting to buy more and more into the theory that the Doctor is a figment of her imagination.
Well, that makes that opening.
Because did you notice awkward. Again in this sequence, nobody else sees him.
Yeah.
She just opens the door and says, so-and-so will see you out, but so-and-so didn't come in the room.
The only thing is she walked out of the room and he was still in it and he was like adjusting his clothes and all that, but that could still be her.
But again, he was alone.
Yeah.
She was alone with him, right?
I haven't seen him with anyone else.
So one of our viewers wrote in and said, my theory is that he's a figment of her imagination, a byproduct of bliss, if you will. Man, that was great. But Vic, we got to talk about Vic.
Hey, Vic.
Hey, kid, you and me now, we're in it now. So like the other week, we got that brilliant scene where we got to, through Vic's eyes, see the ending of the Batman when the dams were broken and the waters flooded Gotham and his family was killed. And we start to understand him more. Then he has that come to Jesus moment where he makes the decision. I'm not going to go with my girlfriend. I'm going to drive my car in there and I'm going to save him. But this week was his turning point. Vic actually in cold blood murders a dude. Like, it was one thing last week for him to get involved, pull the guy off the fence and punch him. Okay, that's a baby step. But he straight up understands without even Penguin telling him to do it. Like when Penguin says to him, so we got a problem? No, it's I'll take care of it. Right? Yeah. And then he actually pulls the gun and shoots the guy in the throat, kind of turning it. And that now, I think that's Vic's point of no return.
Because you could justify it and say, well, he felt he didn't have a choice. He had to protect, but that's just it.
Yeah, but
you're justifying killing this person to protect your people. Yeah. So now every other kill is going to be that way.
He did have a choice. He had a choice to.
I'm saying.
I'm backing up what you're saying is that everybody who said he didn't have a choice. Yes, he did. He had the choice to walk away.
He chose to do that.
He chose to, you know what? I want this life. I'm loyal to Oz. So I'm just going to straight up kill this guy. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to kill him. I'm not even going to bring him to Oz for Oz to deal with him. I'm going to take care of it. And he shoots him and murders him in cold blood. And then the line coming from Oz.
Mm-hmm.
It gets easier.
Yeah.
That line was chilling and haunting. And you know what? I actually think Vic is the only character in this show that Oz is ever honest with. Like, I only ever feel we're seeing the real, Oswald Cobb when he's just with Vic.
Right.
And I'm sure there's still some manipulation there too and everything, but then when he shoots him, and I love the fact that the showrunners didn't let the audience off easy by just boom, and then the camera just stays on Vic. Going, oh no, I'm sorry, why did you make me do that? And then leave. No. They turned the camera on Squid, that was his name?
Squid.
To see him bullet wound in throat, bleeding out, spitting. The showrunners made us experience the horror of what Vic just did.
Right.
They could have done it clean. The camera could have just cut to Vic, had Vic turn towards the camera and go bang.
Yeah.
And hear the guy go, oh, and then just kept the camera on Vic and go, why did you make me do that? And then and we would have known he murdered him. But they don't let us off. They put the camera on him to see the horror of what he did. The gravity of what he did. That was, and what Vic witnessed himself doing. And I love that they had a little callback to it later when him still noticing a drop of blood on his shoe.
Right. Yeah.
And he wants to rub that out because he wants to rub out what he did.
Yeah.
But now it's like, there's no going back. There's no going back.
Yeah.
And at some point, Vic is going to say, my name is now, I'm no longer my dad's son. I'm no longer Victor Aguilar. Call me Zaz. I'm Victor Zaz. Or something like that, right? And then, oh my goodness, that ending shot as he's dancing with Oz's mom, and then you see Sophia just
And did you
broken.
notice you actually heard a thump? So the power went on, he went to check on her, and he was trying to turn the music off. She goes, leave it. And there's this like clunk, 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 clunk. And he looks like, oh, I better check that thump. But then he's like, what could it be? And then she's like, dance with me. But then that thump was Sophia.
Yeah. And by the way, how good was that scene when mom is talking to Oz and she goes, this thing I got.
Yeah.
It takes and it don't give back.
Yeah.
And you don't let me become one of those. She's telling his son to murder her.
She wanted to be euthanized, basically.
And it's the only person in the world Oz actually loves.
Right.
And that pain, okay, Ma, I'll do it, I promise. You know, it's just, oh, that scene was so good. And then like she's dancing with him at the end.
The whole time I'm like, oh God, I hope they're not setting up some situation where it's like she thinks Vic is like her husband and she like goes to kiss him or something and Oz walks in and it's like awkward, but I'm glad it didn't go that direction.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Perfect Jean. Look, you guys know I've been talking about The Perfect Jean for a while now. I absolutely love these. They fit like a dream, they look fantastic, and they are so comfortable, you forget you're even wearing pants. We all love jeans, but look, we all also know they can be a little bit uncomfortable for the boys, but not with The Perfect Jean. These jeans fit like they were custom made, stretch like you wouldn't believe, and they look absolutely fantastic. The Perfect Jean also has a seriously massive range of sizes, everything from 26 to 50 and lengths of 26 to 38. These have become my absolute go-to jeans whenever I'm hanging around the house or even going out for the day. And listen, the Perfect Jean isn't even just pants. They've revolutionized t-shirts as well. The Perfect Tee has just enough stretch to hide that beer belly while accentuating your arms and chest for that flawless look. My guys, it's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use the code Campea at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with the promo code Campea. And after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them we sent you. F your khakis and get the Perfect Jean.
Did you notice, remember a few episodes back where we said, oh, these little character building moments where like Oz is crossing the street and the car is like honking at him and he's like, just go. And he's like, it was like a throwaway scene, but it just kind of adds to the character. Did you notice when Vic was going to Oz and he was trying to fix the what do you call it, the generator? And he goes, his name is Squid. And Oz has a little chuckle because it's like Squid, another animal like me, I'm Penguin. Like what, it's like these little things like that.
I mean, it's just, they layer things and layer things and layer things. And this thing is just so good. And I'm loving it. And the only thing that sucks is I think there's only 2 episodes left. Well, that's the only thing that sucks. And they got a lot of ground to cover.
I do feel like this is the first episode where I'm like, and this is really a bad thing because it's still an excellent show, like top tier, where I'm like, okay, this is starting to have a bit of a feel of Batman or Rogues Gallery to it. Just the way that now Sophia dresses like this, and this is how she shows up to do her her business.
To do her evil.
It's almost like she's kind of like a supervillain now or something, like turning into one. So it had an echo of that a little bit. I'm like, this is the first time I felt like this has a little bit more of a comic book pool this episode, but not in any bad way at all.
And here's another neat thing too. Speaking of Sophia, Anne missed one of the episodes. So before, like the other day, she went back and watched the episode where Sophia and Oz went to the club to sell bliss, right? And I just remember going, man, I forgot how cool it was actually seeing Sophia and Oz working together. And like, honestly, like if Sophia and Oz continued to work together, they would rule Gotham. They would take over Gotham and all that kind of stuff. But I still think right now, I could be totally wrong, but I'm thinking that she dies. I'm thinking Sophia doesn't make it out of the show, but who knows? We'll find out. Guys, question is for you. And we can now take down the spoilers alert. Question is for you. What did you guys think of the episode? I loved it. I cannot wait for the final two. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.